So you found a strategy that you like, you see your name in the lights, you see the opportunities, and you want to start making some money. But of course, you need to backtest the strategy to see that it works and actually is going to be profitable for you. So I got you. That is exactly what we're going to go through today. Show you exactly how I backtest, how I have so much data, how I'm able to do this. 24 is the simple workflow. I'm going to show you guys everything, the software that I use. So, let's get straight into it. Okay, so I'm going to assume you know what backtesting is, hence why you clicked on this video in the first place. Now, how I backtest is that I use a software known as Notion, and this is a very simple software that you can use. It's free as well. I have a Notion software, and this is key to how I backtest. And I'm going to show you guys just some of the backtests that I have at the moment. So this is the software that I use. You can see trading, right? Looks clean, it's inviting. And right now, if we click on backtest, we can see all the data right there. So this is just one of many, but you can see I have the rules here. So London session, 3-minute, GBP USD. These are all the backtests I've done for it from December 2022, January 2003, every single month up to April 2024. Now you can see the win rate, you can see the return on interest. That's just the percentage you make that month, and most of them are good. There are bad months as well, so I'm not even hiding them. You can see them, 1%. You can have a 0.02% here, but overall, when you add everything up, very, very good. So this is why I know that when I'm trading, if I traded just the GU alone, I know that at the end of the month, I'm probably going to be good. At the end of every year, for sure, I'll definitely be profitable. So this is just an example of me. If I just solely traded the GU, exactly how I trade with my 111 system, is going to be very, very good because the data says so. But anyway, this is just a few examples. So let's say I want to break this down now, and I want to look at, let's just see one of the months. So let's look at the first one, for example. So I'm going to type in GU, then let's type in December 2022, 3-minute. You can see it right there. So these are all the trades that is corresponding to this. And how I do this is, let's look at the first trade of that month that I found that was valid for my setup. You can see the information that I actually get for these. Number one, I have the P&L, I have the profit, I have the RR at the end of it, which is 2. Now I have something here known as potential RR. This is something that you might want to implement when you trade as well. And this is simply the idea that, okay, cool, how much could I have made basically based on my strategy, in the sense that, okay, cool, I have a TP that I go for, but what's another percentage that I could have gone for that isn't too crazy, that's still realistic, that is like my second kind of setup. Obviously in this case, the max I would have gone for is a 1 to 2 in this case, and my potential RR here would be 2, just because based on this setup right here, which you can see, just based on where I actually exit my trades, there wasn't really much more I can get. Yeah, so maybe I could have left here, maybe that would have been a 2.2R or something, but no, the max for me here was a 2R. Now I have something here that was also testing low of days swept. So this is just cool. Based on my strategy, sometimes I want to test, if this happens, does that change the results? Then I'll make another little tab for this. So basically test it out, and then I'll apply it to all the trades. And to simply do that is very, very easy, right? I can just make any of these. I can duplicate them at any time, change the name basically like this, rename, and just test something else, make it yes or no. That's just another example. I also have another one here, filled fair value gap. Did it fill the fair value gap? Did it not fill the fair value gap? And I test these over every trade. So let's say, for example, right now I have all these trades set up, and I want to test another thing of did they fill the fair value gap? In this case, now what I will simply do is I would make another one and go through all the trades, every single trade, and now test those things or go back over it. So it's really that simple. I can kind of keep adding to the backtest as I go. And the good part is, because I have a screenshot of every single trade, imagine I have so many. Let me just show you. I have so many, by the way. This is all of 2023 plus 2024 of just the 3-minute. Now if I was to type in 2-minute, I have a few of those as well, 2-minute, 2-minute, 2-minute. If I was to type in the 1-minute, I've done a bunch of these as well for different months, and the 1-minute on different pairs. So trust me when I say I've backtested a lot. So let's just keep looking at the GU 3-minute. So in this case now I have a screenshot of it, so that way I don't have to go back, redo the backtest from scratch, because I can just see based on the screenshot, did we fill that? Did fair value gap get filled? Yes. Did they close in the zone? Yes. Did the TP go to here? Yes. I don't have to actually go back on the chart on TradingView to check this anymore. So it saves me so much time to just kind of tweak some stuff. There are cases when I might need to, and in that case, yes, I can just go back to the exact date, which is also good. Because I know exactly what time this trade happened, I can literally go back in time on 2022 and just check the exact trade at this exact point as well. So this is just very clean. They also have the direction, was it shorts, is it long, and I can have all the trades that, you know, won shorts. I'll see all the trades that won in terms of longs as well. Literally everything is there. So yes, I'm still going to show you exactly how I backtest in a minute. I'm going to actually backtest like a week so you can see exactly how I input these and actually set them up. But that's just one of many examples. So in the case where I lost now, you can see another trade. It's already there. The screenshot is there. The trade is there. You can see the London session, trade entered and lost. And then I have a screenshot of that as well. And when I backtest, I'm extremely strict, because how it works is when you backtest, whatever result you get, I usually say you want to minus maybe 2% or so, because when you're trading live, there might be errors, commissions, little issues here and there. So overall, you're going to lose more percentage than it says. So that's key. Your live results are never really your backtesting results. You have to remember that. So you want your overall profit to be slightly higher, just because things can go wrong. By the way, these are obviously just if I'm trading GU. At the moment, I'm trading, you know, some other pairs as well. So when I actually do the backtest over, let's say a week, for example, I'll check all the trades for that week. I'll check all the trades for, let's say, gold for that week. I'll check all the trades for NAS for that week as well. And then I'm able to see that, okay, overall that week, I made money. And I pretty much do this every single week just to see that, okay, how could this week have been? Could this week have been good if I took all these setups? And it's just, I'm able to do this again because my strategy is very simple. Simple wins all the time. Simple entry, simple exit, simple profit. That's kind of what I follow. That is key. So that way backtesting is not an issue. It's not based on how I feel. It's not based on if this is the case or if that's the case. It's very systematic that everything is the same. Every single backtest here is following the exact same rule. So it's very easy to have a system and data to follow. Okay, so we're just going to backtest GU May. See, now I've done April, I haven't done May. So what we're going to do, we're going to do GU May. So first thing first, I'm going to just change this to GU 3 minute. Don't need to do this. This is just what I set as default. So we're going to put May. So just like that, I now have GU May set. And now I'm going to go to GU May. And right now it's going to show up here, GU May 2024. At the moment, you can see there's nothing is set. So now we're going to go into trading view and just backtest, let's say, the first week of GU May. Okay, so this is trading view. To actually backtest, what you need to do on trading view is go on replay. When you click on replay, you see select date. So in this case, I'm going to go to May, click on the 31st. Now, why do I do the 31st? I start from the end of the month and go to the first of the month because it's just easier and I can skip the whole clicking, letting time play out. It just saves me some time. If I'm going to be backtesting so much, I want to save time as well. So when I do it at the end of the month, for example, it means that I'm starting exactly at 8. And say I want to do the next day, so I want to go to Thursday now, I can literally just scroll back and go to Thursday. And because I have my London session indicator already set, it's so easy for me to just go from here straight to here, click on the button and just start from here. Now this works based on how I trade, simply because how I trade is very systematic, meaning that it doesn't matter about daily buys or if I've seen the trade beforehand, because how I trade, it doesn't matter if I've seen the trade beforehand, because I trade the same every single time. This has to be there, this has to be there, this has to be there. So as long as that is there, I'm taking the trade. So that works. If you're somebody and you trade slightly different, where you know you can't really see the trade happen already and it's kind of a bit more, you're not as systematic, it depends on a few more things for you, then you might need to do it from the first downwards, so that way you don't see exactly what's happened. Generally anyway, I don't look at what's happened. Right now I've already done this because I traded these live. This was just in May, so this was a live trade. That's why my trades are still there. But when I'm backtesting, right, I would make a new profile where I don't have my trades on. So I use like a brand new scratch, you know, empty profile basically, so that way everything isn't, I don't have my trades there already. So in this case anyway, we already see that we're starting from 8 a.m. So now I'm just going to play this through. I can already see there's a trade here that I took in May, but I'm still going to go through anyway and see, did it follow my rules, did it not follow my rules? So in this case, we're just going to go to May and let's just see, do we have a trade I will take? How I traded in May is slightly different from how I trade now. There are a bit more rules that I've added in play. So some of these trades that I took in May might not even be relevant anymore, but obviously I still have the trades there to see. For example, this trade here that I took in May, I wouldn't have taken now because just the rules, what's set here doesn't make any sense. I wouldn't actually take this trade. So I can see that, okay, cool, how I traded then and how I trade now, whatever I'm doing now would have made me avoid this loss right here. So you see that all of this goes back down to using Notion and having all that data. It makes it so easy to backtest, but you need to backtest and have data and results. That is really how you backtest, not by just winging it and just clicking buttons without keeping a track record. It's key that you keep a track record. So just looking at this day now, I'm just quickly skipping through. Because of how I trade is so simple, I can easily and quickly identify setups. Very, very easy, because how I trade is very systematic. I can identify my setups in 3 seconds, extremely fast. So me looking at this already, I can see that in GU May, I would have taken this setup right here and I would have had my stop loss probably around here, and this trade lose. Yeah, so all I need to do now is just take a screenshot of this. I don't need this anymore, so take a screenshot of this. Boom, that's done already. Now I'm going to go here, type in the 31st May 2024, paste this on there, and I also have the days. Why I have the days there is because sometimes I do want to see, okay, based on Fridays, how are my Fridays like? So I can see that I think that trade was on Friday. We know I lost 1,000 because most of the time I'm trading at least 100k account. -1, potential RR is obviously 0. These I'm not testing for right now, so they're not really relevant. And the backtest account is GE. So right now you can see it's updated, it's right there. If I wanted to check the days, like I said, if I go on day right here, I can literally click on Friday and it'll show me all the trades on Friday alone over the entire year of all my backtests, and I can see, okay, is Friday winning the most or Friday is a very bad day. That's how I'm able to easily avoid days. It's so simple to just kind of change my mind on things because I have the data to back it. If I don't want to trade Mondays, I can just check the data on Mondays over the past year or 2 years and just decide Mondays are dead, so I'm not going to trade Mondays. So that's just one day. Usually I'll take one trade per day, so I know that loss. So quickly now I'm going to go to Thursday. This is a trade on Thursday. You see how I haven't actually really looked at the trade. I don't really know what's happened there. I'm on Thursday now. Let's just play this through, see if I would have taken this trade. I can quickly identify these at this point. This is a trade that let's see. This is a trade I probably wouldn't have taken. Potentially, I'm not going to take this trade, right? So I'm guessing a 1. Price action is pretty good though, to be honest with you. But cool, this trade won, and I said I wasn't going to take it, right? So I'm not going to take it. But I like the fact that price is still pushing up. So I will take this trade right here. Let's just see if we get an entry. I'm not too sure yet. So we do get an entry. My stop loss will be down here. I can see that this rejection is already kind of crazy. So this trade might lose, to be honest. Yeah, so you see another trade lost. And this is how disciplined I am. And I'm showing you guys this as well, that if the trade loses, I'm going to save it. But one thing I know for sure is that over the entire month of me backtesting, I'm probably going to win more than I lose, right? It's just that simple. So in this case now, this is another losing trade. When I was trading this live back in May, I took this trade instead and this won. But now with me changing my rules slightly, I said I might not take this. I'll take this instead. And you can see that this lost. But regardless, I'm going to record it. Okay, so I recorded the loss for that. Now that's there, and now we'll just keep doing this. So now I'm going to go to Wednesday. Let's just do Wednesday. Boom. I'm going to start from 8 again. So I have no idea what happened this day. Let's just see. Do we find a setup? Okay, wait a minute. What time was this? And this tapped the zone. Yes, it did. If you do want to learn my strategy and exactly how I trade, because for some of you this makes no sense, if you want to know exactly the systems I'll follow, then you can actually see a link in the description below. Feel free to join the academy and I'll be able to teach you everything that I do. Literally entry, exit, to be able to trade with me as well. The whole package is down in the description. But this is a trade that I will take, and I'm going to be looking for at least a 1 to 2. Let's see. So we've hit 1 to 1. So the moment we've hit 1 to 1 like this now, I am moving my stop loss probably to break even, depending on how the price reacts. Let's just quickly see. Okay, so on this trade now, I would have left that break even, right? So we hit 1 to 1, would have put my stop loss at break even, and I would have left that break even because we were just shy of 1 to 2, unfortunately, which is kind of tough. But one thing I also note is when I'm trading live, me seeing this rejection right here and price pushed up, I would have probably moved my stop loss to here, right? Move my stop loss basically just below this wick, just because after that huge rejection, I don't expect price to come down and break it. So most of the time when I'm trading live, I'm even a lot safer, but I'm very, very strict on my backtest. But I know I'll be safer when I'm trading live. But in this case now, even if it's a break even setup, I would pretty much record this as well. This is on the 29th, Wednesday. And for break even, usually I put my stop loss slightly above, so I'm not on 0. So because it's break even, we're just going to put $10 basically, right? Because I'll still make a tiny bit more. I don't usually like in the negative. So in that case, my RR was pretty much nothing. Break even setup, right? Nothing else really happened. Now let's check Tuesday. Now you can see this zone that I had here back in May. This was probably when I was trading the 1 minute. So that's why you can see this here. But right now it's already past 12 and I can't see a setup. So in a day when I can't see a setup like this, we'll pretty much just move on with our day, and there's not much else that we can really do. So now this is Tuesday. We can see a setup that I would have taken. This is just shy of it, so we haven't actually tapped the zone yet. But yep, I know we're gonna probably tap now. Then entry is going to be here. Let's see if we get an entry. So yes, we did get an entry. So stop loss will be right above like this. For this trade now, I'm probably going to leave. Let's see, probably still 1 or 2. I can see we have a demand zone here, so I probably don't want to fight the demand zone right now. So I'm probably gonna leave right here. So let's just see what happens. Do we make it? Okay, so we hit a 1 to 2 in this case. Oh, we actually got break even again, right? So we're just shy of it again, right? So you can see price tapped the demand zone and literally shot back up, stopped us at break even. So in this case, whether I was trading live, it might be different, but regardless, break even. So this is another break even setup again on Tuesday. So for this trade, break even. So we're just gonna save it. Okay, so now there's 1 day left for this week if I was just trading strictly GU. So in this case now, 8 a.m. Monday. Now let's see, do we find a setup? Okay, so this was a trade I probably took on the 1 minute, so I don't really need to look at this anymore. I can see a setup clicking. Okay, so we have this setup right here, but I just noticed that it's already past 12 and I wouldn't trade past 12. So that's one thing to know. When you're backtesting, don't trade past the time you're going to trade for. I just realized this setup showed up. It's already past 12, so I wouldn't take it. So basically on this day, I didn't find a setup at all. So pretty much this week, if I was backtesting and trading live how I would end up in a situation where I only took 4 trades that week. 2 of them were losses, 2 of them were break evens. Unfortunately, 2 trades that I probably would have won were break evens because I have my break even rule set. Now I'm down 2% based on the first week. Now this is just 1 week of me showing you, but overall, if I was to trade, trust me, look at the results, everything will be fine. That's why I'm not even phased, because if you look at some months, let's look at like a horrible and a good month, for example. So let's see February 2024. Let's look at this year. GU Feb 2024, you will see that, yeah, I mean, bad month here, win. I mean, bad trading day here, then a ton of wins. You can see break evens on some trades as well. Then if we're looking at a more, let's say 50%, so let's say March 2023, a month that was a bit like, not too consistent. Then you will see on this day, win, loss, win, loss, win, loss towards the end. So overall, we ended up with a 1%. Low win rate, but 1%. We still didn't lose. Bear in mind, I don't just trade one pair. So if I was to trade, let's say GU, the one we just did, plus another pair, usually I'll take the setup that shows up first. So if it was NAS that showed up before that GU, then I would have avoided some of the losses because NAS showed up before another pair. So that is pretty much how I backtest. This is how you should backtest properly. Record your losses, record your wins, have everything set so you can see it realistically how it would be. Make it very, very easy. I know you're probably going to ask, where can you get this Notion template from that I use? You can get this pretty much by joining Sully's Academy. Everyone that joins Sully's Academy will get this permanently for a lifetime. You can edit it how you want. You can get to keep it. So the link will be in the description below for you to use it and actually start backtesting, because it is key. It will change your trading game, trust me.